Welcome to the ThroBak Guitar Lounge Podcast, episode 47. We have an exciting show. We're going to have a lightning round Guitargument, but that's not why you're here. I'm sure you're here because this is going to be the great unboxing.
Oh, let's show it. Now, this is the repurposed Paul cam. Matthew, explain this unboxing.
Okay, so this is the Jim Irsay Charlie Davis Fender winder that we got at the Jim Irsay auction. It arrived, I think, last week, if I'm not mistaken. And we just decided we would save all the excitement for our viewers and do the unboxing live during the podcast.
Right here. There it is, waiting.
And we're not fooling around here. Like, we haven't seen this.
We haven't seen it. It's been sitting here for almost a week now.
Yeah, I think so.
Waiting for us to share this experience with the dedicated ThroBak Guitar Lounge audience.
So you get a special,
and that's going to happen right here in just a moment.
We're going to do it in the mailbox segment because it makes sense. It came in the mail. Sort of. I guess UPS is the mail.
We breached the 12,000 subscriber mark this week.
Oh, wow.
So keep it up. By the way, there's something called a hype on YouTube that apparently if you do it, it's good for us.
A hype?
So you like and then hype. I don't know how to do it myself, but if you can figure it out, do it.
There must be my goal is that we get the, I wanted to see one of those 100,000 subscriber YouTube plaques, which I guess are hard to come by now.
I think it'll be a while. Yeah.
Well, if they hype us, I've never heard of this hype
That's right.
thing.
That's right. Maybe the hype will do it. It'll be the thing.
So if every subscriber got say 8 friends, we'd probably get there.
That's right. Okay, so that unboxing, we'll show it again right here. I will walk over there. I will carefully cut the tape on this thing. I assume it's well packed. It better be. And it will reveal in all of its glory to all of us at the same time.
It doesn't weigh a lot. It's
a light box.
I measured the box. It's about 20 by 20 by 20 thereabouts. So, but it's not very heavy.
Okay, so that'll be, since it came in the mail, we'll do it in just a second here, because in the ThroBak Mailbox segment, and you have a email here.
I have some viewer mail.
That's proof that the ThroBak Guitar Lounge and ThroBak Electronics is making the world a better place.
Yes,
Would you say that's...
We're increasing marital bliss.
Oh, what could be more important than that?
So this letter says, "Hello, ThroBak. Just a quick note to say thanks for making such wonderful pickups. My wife bought me a Collings I-35 LC Vintage for my 60th birthday, and now I have an instrument with the vintage tone and vibe I've always longed for. Of course, this instrument..."
Sounds like maybe that was more important than his wife, doesn't it? Okay, go on.
We won't get into that.
We can only hope.
Of course, this instrument is the sum of all its parts, but the ThroBak pickups, which are the ESG 102B Collings version. You can explain that one.
Short A2 in both pickups, that's how Collings prefers. So you can choose that on the website too, right. By the way. It's all laid out in the after you click shop now. But go on, Matthew.
But the ThroBak pickups translate everything the guitar can do beautifully. I recently compared my guitar to my pal's Real 64 ES 335, and we were both astonished by the vintage tone of the Collings guitar and the ThroBak pickups. I've never been a fan of hot pickups, humbucker, or single coils, and these ThroBaks are the lowest output humbuckers I've ever had.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
You don't need to have
up.
You don't need to have high gain, high output pickups to get great tone. I've never had a pickup guitar combination this expressive before now. My 3 main amps are a 66 Deluxe Reverb, a 65 Vibrolux, and a 66 Super Reverb. I use a J-Rocket Archer as my main overdrive boost pedal. Finally, the guitar and pickups match up perfectly with my amps, and I can achieve any tones that I'm personally going for and interested in. So many thanks for making such a superior product. I've heard and or played most of the products of your competitors, but in my humble opinion, you guys are the only company truly nailing PAF tones that we've all been seeking for. I like how he includes that as we've all been seeking for. Best regards, and by all means, keep up the great work. That was from Frank and Charlotte.
You don't want to make it.
I put it just first name, Frank and Charlotte. So he knows.
Maybe have people flocking to his doorstep, wanting to play his guitar.
So the question I've got is to Frank is, what color did he get?
Oh, what color?
finish.
Yeah.
So that guitar comes in a blonde, aged cherry, aged jet black, or an aged tobacco sunburst. I wonder which one he got.
Yeah, they're all nice.
They are.
I don't have the LC version, or sorry, the vintage version, but I've got the cherry
LC,
and it's real nice.
Yeah, it's a nice looking guitar.
Okay, Matthew.
Now the time has come.
This is going to happen now. We've repurposed the Paul cam for just a moment. We will set it back up with Paul for the show at some point here. But right now, I'm going to walk over there, and hopefully this works. The mic, we think we got it all sorted out with the satellite and everything. And I'm going to walk over right now. Let's see. Should I do a drum roll?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, hold on here. Let's get back to the Paul cam. I'll take my headphones off.
Okay.
And drum roll, and I'll head right over there.
Okay.
There it is.
Do I need to turn that level down or just leave it alone?
Stop on its own. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So just have to wait a brief second, and John will be over there, and then we will proceed with the unboxing. To get his earplugs in.
Can you hear me, Matthew?
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Good. Hopefully the viewers can also. Hey, Paul. I may need your help getting this thing out of here, but be at the ready. Okay. Paul is ready to help if needed on this momentous occasion. He's walking over here right now. I have cut the first strip of tape. I have halfway through the second top strip of tape.
This could be like this could be like NASA, you know. You could do it like with that launch yesterday.
About that moon launch yesterday. There's this. Okay. It's the pressure inside the box has actually lifted the tabs of the box slightly. Is that a good sign or a bad sign? We don't know.
You have to have some kind of
smells. Should I describe the smell?
Yes, absolutely.
It smells like tape, perhaps. There are this mysterious cardboard flats in here. Why? I don't know. It appears it has revealed another box.
Oh, wow.
Paul, I think I may need your help. Let's see. It is carefully packed with foam strip. For the view, I'm describing this also for the podcast listeners who may not be able to see this. The Fender Charlie Davis Winder being shown the light of day in a pickup making facility for the first time since who knows what. Certainly not in a pickup facility of the caliber of ThroBak Electronics since the days of Fender. Would you agree, Matthew?
I agree. Now we should explain that this box was packed by Christie's in New York, and they seem to know what they're doing when it comes to packing.
Correct. We hope so. There's those boxes not to appear to be marred. Okay, Paul, I have removed the second box that was within the first big box. You can take bets as to whether or not there's another box inside this box. Okay, I will begin to cut the tape. I am cutting the first strip of tape.
You need to have some speech.
In the orientation of the ThroBak Guitar facility, this strip of tape, I believe, is facing south. You're correct. I'm going to now cut the north-facing strip. And now, this is the strip that, well, it's perpendicular to the others. Okay.
What have you got there now?
Now we have paper.
Oh, you got paper. We're getting close.
Paul's taking a piece of paper. There's another piece of paper. And within this paper, we now have this that says face. I don't know what that means. Maybe we'll bring that inside the ThroBak Guitar Lounge, and we will discover what face means. All right. There is a large loaf of bubble wrap. Paul, remove the box. Check the box to make sure that there is nothing else hidden within the box that might need to be saved for pocket. Okay, now this is a little Matthew.
Yeah,
I have an elevating table. Tell me the perfect height for the viewers of the ThroBak Guitar. Right about there?
that's good. Yeah.
That's good. Right. All ready. Was there anything contained within the box?
Just paper.
Just paper. You're sure?
Positive.
I'm carefully going to cut the bubble wrap of the very important Harley Davidson Fender pickup winding machine. And with underneath that, it is carefully wrapped in paper. It appears there might be bubble wrap under the paper. This is a bit of, I would call this tissue paper. Paul, would you touch that and see if you can agree with me that this is tissue paper?
Yes, I don't think I'd blow my nose with it though.
Okay, that's right. It's not a Kleenex tissue paper. This is a sort of gift wrap tissue paper. There's one layer. I can see where all that $350 went for this. And, oh my gosh, it has now revealed itself on one side, right there.
Wow.
You see that, Paul? I'm looking at Paul because he's sharing the moment right now, I believe. Yes?
Yes.
I see a counter. Right there. Matthew, can you confirm that you can see the counter?
It's too far away, but it's all sort of melding together.
Okay,
But I see a black kind of
Okay.
blob, but
Paul,
it looks good.
Remove the tissue paper. Now, interestingly, this is wrapped in a clear material. But would you say this looks like candy wrap, Paul? But this is actually, I believe, cellophane. Would you agree, Paul?
Yes, I concur.
Paul agrees that this is cellophane. We're removing one piece of paper tape, or painter's tape.
Just painter's tape.
We're removing just painter's tape there. We're removing another. And we are, this is getting tricky now. Hold on. There it is. Paul. Well, Paul is singing in angelic tones at the importance of this. Okay, Paul, please remove that cellophane. And we have right here. Oh my gosh. There is a crack in this piece of right here, there's a little crack in this push rod here.
You better return it.
I think it'll be okay. It appears this is a bit of pickguard material. I wondered about that. We have a little Christie's tag here.
Keep that.
We're keeping that. We have some broken rubber bands, Paul. We have a timer, or we have a counter that is set to 4. Let's see if I can zero it out. And the answer is yes. Okay, should I get this closer to the camera, Matthew?
Yes, it needs to come a little closer.
All right. Tell me when the viewers get a good look.
That's good, right? That's good.
Do you have any comments about this, Matthew?
Well, does it have is there a built-in plug for the motor, or do we need to put
There is a plug on the back here. Paul, you want to get the sewing machine pedal right there? We have pre-planned for this. We have purchased an actual sewing machine motor, or a pedal, which is what they used at the Fender factory back in the day with these machines. And I feel I probably should not try to get this thing running.
Oh wait, I have a rubber band right here.
The motor's a bit seized. It spins, but not terribly freely. I think it needs a little oil.
Okay.
It's moving, but it's kind of stuck. But anyway, we'll get that sorted out. I think if Paul's showing some oil, there's a little spot on here where it's got a little, just got past it there, but I think this thing probably needs to be opened up to do a double check on it
Do a
before
full
we plug
service.
it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Should I come back and we will discover what the space thing is?
Yes.
I assume this is some sort of, what would you call it? Maybe the provenance documentation?
Yeah. There
This
is
is a very
supposed to.
expensive sewing machine motor.
It comes with documents from Christie's, I'm sure, but it also comes with documents from the fellow who sold it to Jim Irsay, Mike Eldred.
Here, I'll let viewers just take one more quick look at this. Is this in focus, Matthew?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, just look at the age on this thing. This has gotten a lot of use. It has a bottom on there. I wonder. That actually looks like an old style Fender bottom. But okay.
Can you determine what type of wood it is? Does it show on the bottom side? You see any grain?
That right there, that looks like ash to me. And see the grain right there. If you look at the back here, that looks like the grain of ash to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lightweight piece of ash, so you'd be very happy to have this, I think, in your broadcaster, early Telecaster guitar. But lucky for us, it didn't make its way into one of those fine guitars. It made its way into this winder that is now here at ThroBak Electronics. Okay, I'm headed back, Matthew.
Okay.
All right. Whew. Okay, Matthew, that's your face, right? You've okay. So we're gonna open this up. I mean, I assume this is the all important documents for this winding machine that spell out the provenance of it, and
Yeah, it came with a letter of authentication from, I believe it's from Mike Eldred, he's the gentleman who sold it to Jim Irsay in 2022. I think it was sold in April 2022. So just coming up to 4 years ago.
all right, there. We remove the plastic. Let's now carefully remove the tape. Matthew, I don't want to leave you out of this. Would you like to remove a piece of tape? And we'll do this. Paul was part of the experience of the. I'll let you remove the final piece of tape on the face.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So now reveal it to the world.
All right. To whom? Okay. Let's see here. Okay. There you go. Here's. You can read it through. It is something from Mike Eldred, and let's leave it in there. You can read it. You can read it. Well, maybe I'll take it out. Should I take it out?
That's
Some sort of like stamp on it, I think.
That's a piece of. Is that a piece of sort of archival paper?
I think so. I think that's what it is. But it's in like a plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew. You want to read it?
Sure.
Show the world. Some sort of little stamp underneath the
On the letterhead here?
underneath that Post-it note that's on it. But you want to read it to the ThroBak Guitar Lounge?
Okay, so this letter says, to whom it may concern, this is a rare pickup winding machine that was given to me by Charlie Davis, who was one of the original Fender factory employees in the 1950s. The machine was used at the original Fender factory in Fullerton, California, and is one of the few that still exist. Charlie Davis gave the machine to me when I was working as the director of the Fender Custom Shop. After Charlie gave it to me, I loaned it to the Fender Museum in Corona, California. That closed in 2013. That's my own editorial. When it was on display until they closed. That was in 2013. The machine was used from the 1950s until Charlie left Fender. And then he did a pickup winding on it at his house for a while. The machine is exactly as Mr. Davis gave it to me, and it is a significant part of Fender history. So then I think he's got it, what do you call this? Notarized.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
that must be the person who notarized it underneath the post-it.
It says Notary Public down here. That was dated on the 16th of April, 2022. That's the day it's listed as being sold to Jim Irsay.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool that they
all the little, right there,
all the history and the documents and things.
All right, it's here at ThroBak. I can tell looking at it. I'm gonna have the motor needs some work.
Okay.
And it does rotate, but it's not real free. And the little push rod for the counter is cracked. It's not a part. But now then the question is, do you duplicate that little push rod or do you try to repair the original? And it looks like a piece of white pickguard plastic, which is what I suspected it was.
That's the arm.
The arm for the push rod arm for the counter.
That'd be interesting. I wonder how old that piece is.
Well,
back.
It's a single ply white piece. So that when did white guards come out? Is that 54, 55? I don't know.
Well, the black guard is, I think you're right. Is it 54, 50? I think you're about that period.
Yeah. I think it's 54. I think the first one's come out in 54. Anyway, that's something to search for. Also, I don't know, did they use that material on anything else prior to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
More research.
More research in the revival of that machine. So, okay.
That's kind of it. Probably are we ever going to be able to top that mailbox?
You never know.
Well, we can only hope so.
We weren't expecting that one.
No. That all came to pass.
Take this tape off you there. Okay. So, befitting of this momentous occasion of a very important Fender machine coming into the ThroBak realm world, we're going to play some Fender pickups. Well, not Fender pickups, the ThroBak's copy of a 63 era Strat pickup. I'll get the guitar for that, and we'll make sure your bass. Did you tune the bass, Matthew?
I did not tune the bass.
We'll double check that, and we will be back in just a moment. All right, we're back. Matthew, let's show the guitars here. I've got the, this is I don't know what they called this. This was a 60s Mexican-made Strat. Mm-hmm. Got a long time ago. And this has our 63 MXV Strat set in it. And an interesting side note with pickups from 63 from Fender is this is the year that they started using machine winding exclusively. And I had known that through repairs and talking to other pickup makers that have done repairs over the years, that this is when you consistently start seeing machine wound pickups from Fender. In my quest to find out as much as possible about the Fender winding machine that we just unboxed, I talked to several people that have had a history with Fender, and one of them actually has a picture that he's looking for of the day that in 1963 that the machines, the automated machines, arrived at Fender. And so that confirms what I already knew, but he actually witnessed this. So, and he described the machines as being green and looking like dentist equipment, which is the description of the Meteor machine that we use to wind these and our 64 Strat set. And another interesting side note is, I forgot the name of the podcast. Is it No Cover Charge? It has Jared James Nichols in it. They recently did a podcast from Joe Bonamassa's Nashville Nerdville Den, and they asked him what his favorite Strat year was, and it was 63.
Wow,
it's 63, and I would suspect that what he likes about the 63 year is that you have the form var of the 50s still being used in 63, which is what is in our 63 Strat set, but you have the higher efficiency and output of a machine wound pickup. So it's a bit punchier than if you compared it directly to a hand wound pickup. I don't know that's, I would suspect that's why Joe prefers 63, or at least that's a factor. Okay, so we'll play this.
Do you know how many pickup winding machines they took possession of in 63?
I don't know. I do know I have seen one photo of a Meteor machine winding pickups at Fender. They appeared to be Strat pickups, and it's from a book, and I cannot find the book. It was someone posted this years ago online that they say they got it from book. They said the name of the book. I don't remember the name of the book at this point, and I have bought every Fender book trying to search it, but there's multiple. There's now at least two ways to confirm that that's the machines they were used. You were using starting in 63. I do believe that they did wind some with Koika machines starting in 59, but I think we've talked about that prior. Okay. Oh, let's show the amp or the settings here for the amp. We're gonna play through a Marshall. Here are the settings. Matthew, can you describe those? I did tweak these a little bit because it's a bright, Marshall's pretty mid-rangey, and this is Strat's pretty trebly. So
we've got the present. What at about 11 o'clock? It looks like. Bass at about 3.
Well, let's put it in terms of the numbers on the amp. So
I can never see these close enough at my angles.
Well, if you're watching, watch it. If you're not watching, find the podcast. There's a picture of it right here. And here's the Nobels. We've got that. I've got this just to fatten up the sound a little bit. Mm-hmm. Which just makes it sound a little meatier with the Marshall, with the Strat. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, that is it. Well, let's go on to the Guitargument.
Okay. Our lightning round.
Yeah, let's put the guitars away. I'll set up the Paul cam, so he
Okay.
will be ready for the Rorschach riffs.
Okay.
And we'll be right back. We're back here with the Paul cam, so we got that set up. Paul, where are you?
Hold on.
Okay, we're rolling right now. At least I hope we are. Let's see. It's going. We're rolling. Paul, the viewers want to see
I'm coming.
you. Hurry, quick.
Drum roll.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, this is a big opportunity. Here he comes.
is.
It's a big entrance. Paul. Yeah, he's right
He's
there.
back.
Okay. All right. Paul, you were getting something interesting to do here. Show us what the interesting thing is you're doing.
I am sanding the bobbins so the wire doesn't catch on them when I
There's a
wind
little
them.
There's a little sort of what is it called?
He's a plastic
Burr.
Burr.
Yeah, the burrs. It's called the
Flashing?
Well, there's flashing, but the little burr on the inside is where the gate is for the plastic mold. The gate's where the plastic comes into the mold. All right. Okay, we're gonna go to the Guitargument, Paul. You
Okay.
prep bobbins there. Show us one of those bobbins.
Show it up close.
Show it close to the camera. All right, it's right. It almost looks like okay. There it is. That's one of
There we
our
go.
PAF style butyrate bobbins made with the ThroBak's own mold, made by Fred, our molder in. Well, I won't say where it is. It's in Michigan. I don't want people to clue in on Fred because we got to schedule Fred ourselves.
It's busy enough trying to get our stuff done.
Yeah, it's hard to get plastic molders scheduled to do the stuff you want. But Fred does a great job. So, and he's got a big Gaylord pallet of butyrate that we purchased for everything he makes for us for ThroBak that's butyrate. And his bobbins, that is pickup P90 pickup covers,
And
PAF bobbins, and the P90 bobbins are high impact styrene.
And how much is a Gaylord?
Fairly available.
How much is a Gaylord?
I think it's a size, but it's like this sort of cardboard box thing.
It's a quantity.
That it's a quantity that fits on a pallet,
Okay.
but it's a lot. I think it's excuse me. I ordered it a while ago. I think it's like 300 pounds. Might even be more than that. Maybe 600.
I thought one time you said 600,
I
but
think
I'm not
600
sure.
is right, actually. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay. All right, we're going to do the Guitargument, Matthew.
Okay.
5 minutes. This is a lightning
We'll do
round.
lightning round, so we have questions in
And
here.
we've got the timer here.
So I do the first one?
You do. Sure. Yes. Let me start.
Ready?
Start right now.
Okay, I've got it here. Here, I'll put it over here for now. Okay, reading it.
You read. Yes.
Okay, this is actually a cool one. The best guitar tones happen at uncomfortable volume. You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. You go first.
I think they do. I think when the volume gets very, very, very loud, but the problem is getting your ears used to it. But you can nuance and coax various sounds out of a guitar, and you don't have to do a lot of hard picking
Yeah.
but everything's kind of available. But it's a tricky thing.
Well, now, so the other side of this argument is that with modelers and profilers, that is a thing of the past. The best guitar tones can be had at a much lower volume. And what do you have to say about that?
I think you're missing out. I think that the sort of visceral nature of like a very loud amp and a guitar that's maybe just got no pedals or just
Okay.
one pedal.
We'll revisit this in the. I'll keep track. We'll revisit this in the cool down.
But
Okay, go.
You don't have anything.
Well, no. I'm maintaining for the purposes of this argument that the modeler's the way to go.
You're okay.
If you can have all that tone and without the uncomfortable volume. Okay. We'll revisit this in the
Do
cool
another
down.
one. Ready?
Sure. Yes. You want me to here? Give me that one.
You want to read this one?
I'll read this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Players obsess over pickups when they should be obsessed over speakers.
Yeah, I know a little bit about these because I had to cut them up, and so I saw some of these. But they're just pickups when they should be obsessing over
speakers. So they're just picking the wrong thing to obsess over.
There could be some truth to that, because I know you've experimented a lot with speakers. I really haven't, just a little bit, but usually
I've got a bunch here.
I've probably flipped more
thinking,
pickups.
like, what the heck am I going to do with all the speakers?
You could have a wall of sound.
It is a rabbit hole for sure. It's.
But do you think they should be more aware of what's in the speaker cabinet, or what's in the combo?
Yeah, probably. I may not disagree with you on this. But the part of the thing that makes the speaker thing even more sort of insidious when it comes to comparing is that it is amp specific.
True.
And then you will get to the point where you, I thought I had it all sorted out. And then they made Neo speakers that are much lighter weight. And then you're like, well, it'd be nice. I'd like to try that, because I really don't like carrying around the heavier ceramic combo to a gig.
I'm feeling that way. It comes to my bass speaker cabinets, because I've got two 112 bass cabinets, and I think each of those cabinets is 38 pounds. And that company now makes the new Dinium speakers, and I think you're going to knock 18, 20 pounds off that weight.
I've found that if I have an amp, I'm inevitably going to be, it's not unlikely that I'm going to swap speakers out to see what my preferred one is for that amp. And it's not necessarily what I would expect. Okay, we maybe don't need to revisit that one in the cool down. But okay, next, Matthew.
Okay, I'll read this one. Okay. Modern guitars are objectively better than vintage guitars. Did that not start on?
It didn't start. We got to guess at it. Modern guitars are objectively what? Better?
Better than vintage guitars.
Oh, no. No.
What about a modern vintage?
Oh. Okay, well, I will argue that the vintage is better. The vintage is better because you have the availability. Well, you have basically a guarantee if it's old enough that it's going to be made with old growth wood.
Mm-hmm.
So it has all the lore is that has better properties and acoustic properties, and you also have the undeniable, wonderful PAF pickups, if we're talking about humbuckers or 50s era Fender pickups. You have finishes that tend to be thinner, mm-hmm. that are nitro. Let the guitar breathe, and the idea with that is that I think people don't mention this, but I think the idea of that is a nitrocellulose finish is actually the actual component in it is cellulose. So you're coating it with a sort of refined component of the actual wood. It only follows that would resonate better with the wood than a plastic poly acrylic finish that is not derivative of the actual wood. Whereas nitrocellulose, the cellulose is the actual hardened portion of it, comes right from it's a plant-based item.
But with the modern guitars, say you got
the look.
You have all the advantages of, say, better truss rod, better access to adjust the guitar.
So everybody wants the new one, right?
They
just don't even want the old one because the new one's clearly superior.
Well, they have their advantages, I think.
Plus you have
they're available.
You have older guitars where there was a higher level of craft in them. Would you argue that? Could you argue that?
Definitely. Well, probably more hand modeling and hand shaping.
You have precision from CNC today, but does that neutralize the craft that was present that you can feel just sort of instinctively in the vintage stuff.
There's something about the vintage guitars in the neck that is that I think I always go back to the neck. Like that is the most important part of the instrument and how that feels. So
okay, should we do one more?
Do one more. You do this one.
Okay. All right. Okay, the next lightning round subject is most legendary guitar tones came from bad gear used brilliantly.
Well, obviously there's proof of that. Just from the what is it? These old amplifiers that got turned up too loud or got damaged. The fellow who did who was it? Ike Turner's band that did the Rocket 88.
Yeah.
The guitar amplifier famously fell off the roof on the way to the recording studio. I guess they were going to Sun Studios, weren't they?
I've heard several. Aren't there several stories of the amp being broken? There's that.
There's an earlier one too.
There's one for Paul Burleson for Train Kept a Rollin'.
Okay.
And that was that he dropped the amp out of the trunk of his car, and that it jiggled the tube loose, and he didn't realize it until afterwards. And then forever after, he would have to like wiggle the tube because that's what the sound that people expected was kind of a buzzy sound. Isn't there some similar lore too with the Kinks?
I don't know
like
that
cut
story.
Speakers or something. I don't know if that was purposeful or if there was a torn speaker.
Or torn, like a cone got torn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the earliest of this is the Rocket 88 story.
I think,
isn't it?
Well, I was watching a documentary, and it's escaping me right now. I think it was on another record label, but they were trying to document a distorted sound on record or being used that predates the Rocket 88 story.
Oh, okay.
By about 4 or 5 years.
We've gone a bit above 5 minutes, but let's go to the cool down.
Down.
Well, the problem I've got with this most legendary guitar tones came from bad gear used brilliantly. I don't think you can say most. Maybe the ones that kind of started something new came by an accident.
Yeah. Well, your old Super amps and all that kind of fun stuff. But
it was sort of an accident that is associated with the limitations of the gear.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to distorted tone. Maybe it's a good argument for that. Okay, so the one I wanted to revisit was the best guitar tones happen at uncomfortable volume. I think that's probably true for a tube amp.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually true for a transistor amp. Although I'm not so sure it's because what is the Tech 21? What is that thing called? I've got one. I've got two.
Can't remember the name of it right now.
Trademark 10 or no, trademark something. Trademark 40, whatever their higher wattage version of it. It's not a modeling amp in the sense it's a transistors and whatever else. But it's not a profiling amp. It does sound better louder.
I think it picks up the nuances.
It's like there's a sweet spot when it's louder.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that's the case with the Tone Master Deluxe Reverb I've got.
You think it just sounds good?
Well, I think it sounds.
Volume?
I don't think you. I don't. When I brought it to a gig once, and I think there was something extra with the higher volume out of the Deluxe Reverb. The Tone Master didn't sound bad, but it sounded good. But the extra volume hit sort of like the headroom limit of it in terms of like volume, but it didn't give you sort of the extra sort of like, I don't know, maybe there was some extra harmonic thing that you got out of the tube amp.
And you brought you brought the Tone Master to an outdoor gig too, didn't you?
Yeah. So it's really you're really going to notice it with that.
Yeah. I found that to be, you had to like listen closely when you were playing it because we were playing outdoors and the sound would dissipate quickly.
Yeah. Okay. So we have, let's go on now to your Rorschach.
Oh,
What were you going to say?
did you do them this week?
Do the what?
The Rorschach riffs?
No, you're doing them.
Oh, I thought you. No, I'm joking. That's my April Fool's. It's a little bit late.
Okay. No, I've determined that I don't want to do them. They're too hard, Matthew.
You'd be better at it than I would.
Well, it's nerve wracking.
It's a little nerve wracking. And this week,
you're very good natured about
the comments from the peanut gallery here. I have to take some.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Paul, we're going back to you. He's a little concerned that you might hurt his feelings.
No, I'm not. I can take it.
Okay, are you ready for the Rorschach riffs, Paul?
I am.
Okay. So in order for you to, so you can hear the show when we're not the camera's not on you, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I believe you will be muted when we switch over to Matthew here. Okay, Matthew.
Okay.
Rorschach riffs. You got your guitar, or you? I need to grab it right
You
here.
need to grab it for me. It's
Okay,
over
I'll
on your
just
side.
do a. Okay, that guitar used to be mine.
This was
That is a chambered. Those are hard to come by.
really.
It's a chambered reissue, historic reissue, 56 reissue.
With
I don't think there's a lot of the 56 chamber ones out there. And that has ThroBak pickups in it. Is it the 55, 56? Or is it the special?
I believe it's the SB special. That's what you said when I.
Okay.
when I got
It's
it.
been long enough. I don't remember now at this point.
It's a nice guitar.
Yeah.
It's lightweight,
Oh,
But-
it's really nice and light. Yeah. Okay.
but it sounds good too.
You will be.
I need a plug, I guess.
Oh yeah. Let's plug in here. You've replaced the jack plate.
Yeah, you know about that.
Yeah, that's a while ago though, wasn't it? You got a metal one out there now.
I've got a metal one
Did
on-
the old one break?
The old one I've still got it. It's in the case, but it got a crack in it. So I got I got that one for Christmas a couple of years ago, and then I put it in the our aging chamber here to give it a little take the gloss off it.
Okay. No, I don't know what you got going here with the
Okay,
amp. So let's hear it a little bit. I
Is
think
that,
it's good. You're going through the Marshall. You may have a fair amount of juice going on there.
Let me see it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Okay. All right. You definitely got some P90 hum going on there. Okay. You're pretty close to that amp.
Is that what's going on?
Probably, but so be it.
You know what that one is? That's the first one.
That's the first one?
I'm joking.
Okay, Paul, are you ready for the
Ready?
Rorschach riffs?
Okay.
I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, hold on here. I got to get my little notepad. Okay.
so-
he's even got his glasses on for this. I don't know why that makes a difference, but it looks more official. Okay.
So if everyone's playing at home, I'll do 4 riffs, and you got to try to guess them. And hopefully,
Okay. All right.
you can figure them out.
Okay. All right. Well, give me a second here. I gotta get my pen. Gotta get my. I have very, very specific needs for this whole thing. Okay, Matthew, go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, you did this before, haven't you?
I don't think I've done that one. I did another
Come
song off the
on.
record. But I didn't
Oh,
do
that's
that
right.
one.
Okay. All right. All right.
I did So
all
Far
right.
Away or something.
Okay, you start over. I interrupted you.
I did that wrong. That's enough of that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, hang on. This is the hard one.
Okay. Okay, I think I know what you're trying to do. I think it's something different though. But What? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really identifiable. I'm surprised. I got that right off the bat.
I think if you get the first two notes in, or the
Wow,
two first
isn't that the mark of a really well written song?
Yeah.
It's got to be, seriously.
Yeah, right off the top, you go, oh, I know what that is. Bang.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna do it again.
Wait, no, hold on. Okay. 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 All right. I go through them all four again. I
right.
think I've got 3 of them.
Okay.
Well, let's check in with Paul. Paul, these are of the era of many of these are of the era that you would maybe know, and your wife is a sort of classic rock kind of person, and you probably have had to listen to a lot of these. So, do any of these sound familiar to you?
Just the last one.
Just okay. All right, we'll go back here to you, Matthew.
Okay. You're ready? Try it again.
Let's see here. Yep, go. Okay, yeah. No, I think you're playing it wrong. I think, but I think I know the song. Wow, I have no. Okay, yeah. That one I know, and it has a Canadian connection.
I think you're having possibly trouble number 3.
3 is the problematic one. Can you give me a hint with that?
Well, there is a Canadian connection, and it was topical, timely.
Oh, it's got to be Rush then.
It was Rush.
Oh, I don't know the song though.
They performed this song in their first.
I don't know the name of the song.
First record, first song.
Yeah. I
one.
saw the clip, but I'm not familiar with the song.
Don't remember the.
Okay, all right, Paul. Well, let's go to Paul. I think everybody's had a good enough chance at this. Don't you think?
Sure.
Okay, Paul. Number 1. Do you know what that is?
No.
Play it a little bit. Come on, think MTV.
Well, I think I know what it might be, but I don't know the name of the song.
Sting sang on it.
Sting sang on it.
Did the backup on
Or
it.
maybe I don't know then.
Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I did have that right.
Did you remember that? You just didn't remember the name of it. Well, why did you say the name?
But I didn't remember the name.
Oh, okay.
But you knew it, but you just didn't know the name of it.
Okay.
I knew the song. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Two. Paul. Listen to 2 here. Tell me if you can get this one. Go ahead.
Tap.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
Mid 70s.
Does it have to do with a loaf of any type?
It has to do with a loaf.
Would it be a meatloaf?
It would be a big hunk of meatloaf.
Is it Paradise by the Dashboard Light?
It's my attempt to try to do that little intro.
Okay. All right. I knew that one. Paul, did you know that one? Paul.
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't like meatloaf for a long time.
You didn't?
Because I thought that Cheeseburger in Paradise was a meatloaf song. So I just decided I didn't like meatloaf.
That's Cheeseburger in Paradise. That's
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, isn't it? All right, now are you sure you're not thinking of 2 triple cheese side order of fries?
Yes.
Was that the one you were thinking of? No. Because that was an early MTV one. That's Commander Cody.
Oh,
isn't
really?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It has what's the Michigan guy?
Bill Kirkin.
Yeah. Has him in it, I believe. Let's see. Okay. 3 is a Rush song that I don't know.
Right. They performed this.
Play it. Well, maybe.
That was Rush's song, is Finding My Way. And they performed that with Annika Niles at the Juno Awards.
The
Sunday
new drummer.
night. The new drummer is a debut of the new band.
Okay, Paul, you said you knew the last one. Matthew, you want to play it again? What is the name of the song?
I don't know.
Are you kidding?
You know it. They used it in the Staples or off at Depot or something.
It's Taking Care of Business.
Correct.
By,
Oh, okay, there we go.
by Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you for participating, Paul.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, Matthew. Let's go to your musical musings.
Okay. You have a picture.
Paul needs to learn the names of these songs.
I know.
He just identifies them by sort of like, I know that, but he doesn't know the name.
So do you have the?
Oh, he's
the
saying
photo?
something. Hold on here.
We're missing out.
Go repeat yourself there, Paul.
I did know the song "Taking Care of Business." It just didn't, I would have to hear the whole thing maybe for.
You'd have
It
to
sounded
hear
like he practiced that one the most.
You'd have to hear the lyric.
Taking care of
Okay.
business.
All right. Okay.
Every day.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's the right one.
Okay. All right, Matthew.
Do you have a photo for me?
Oh, that's right. Where are the photos here? You wanted. Tell me when you're ready for me to reveal said photos.
Right now? Yeah, sure. Okay, so last Friday night, my daughter and I went to see Robert Cray here in Grand Rapids, downtown, only a short distance from the ThroBak Guitar Lounge. And
it's not that far.
No.
It's literally down the street.
Well, it's on the same street.
Yeah, it's on Monroe.
It's on Monroe. We're
is it
8 blocks, I guess.
Is it that far? Is it even 8 blocks?
Well, they're 20 Monroe, so we're 800.
Is it six blocks?
I don't know.
No, 6, 7. Okay, go ahead.
But I don't know. They're in the 100 block, aren't they? So 100, 200, I assume. But anyway, Robert Cray's band played great. It was a great show. I'd say there was maybe 75-80% capacity. So I think that turns out to maybe about 2,000 people or so. And there's like a very nice venue. But he played great. He came on right on the nose at 8 o'clock, no opener. And he played until I think 9:37. Then they were done. But he was great. Just a 4-piece. And
you photographed the gear.
Photographed the gear so people want to see the gear up close as I could get. He's been playing with that setup for quite a while now. The two matchless, and I think it may be one of those Tone Kings. I'm not sure if the middle amp is a Tone King. I think
I see the
310s.
one between the two.
Yeah, it's a Fender. I think it's a Tone King. It has 3 10s in it, I think.
And are those matchless cabinets, or can you not tell?
I think they are.
They are.
Yeah, it's just 2 matchless amps with the. I guess one's a backup. I assume. I'm not sure, but sound was good. A little loud, but then it kind of got used to it. So his rhythm section, I've always been kind of amazed at Richard Cousins, who plays bass, and then the drummer is Les Falconer. They are seamless. It's just they're on tour right now. So and then they'll tour through they go to Europe for a bit, then they're coming back. But if you get a chance to see them, I mean, if you haven't seen them, you won't be disappointed. It's very, very good, classy show.
Is there? It sounds like it. It was the sound. You said it was loud, but was the sound good?
Oh no, the sound was very good. Yeah, the mix is very good. That venue is a Live Nation venue, so I think the sound system stays there, so you're getting the same sound system. And I don't know who works the board, if it's a house guy or someone who travels with the band, but the sound was very good. It was good. It was a good show. So older, probably a little older crowd, but that's his audience. So
yeah, you were there.
And if your people are interested, my daughter was surprised at how many. She thought it was going to be more men, but she was surprised how many women were there.
Oh,
and then
how old were the women?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Like when I go to a show, I just like, and I've never been that close to one of his shows either. I think we were only 10 rows back. So I'm just sort of focused on the kind of music and stuff. I really wasn't paying attention to anything else going on. But I think she thought she was going to be the only woman there.
Oh, I see.
And then it would be all a bunch of dudes.
All the dudes like to watch the guitar band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was more.
Well, there was a day when the guitar band was the danger. It sort of wasn't like the scary dangerous guitar slinger was like the you got all the chicks. Wasn't that sort of the attraction of it to a lot of if you listen to a lot of these guys that made it big, they're like, well, this is the only way I could get girls. It kind of is what they say often, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Hasn't worked for me, but okay.
What else have I got? I'll save the other stuff for next week. I just have some other kind of like news and what have you. But
that's it.
That's it for this week.
All right. Well, Matthew,
I'm going to hear those.
Should we recap the show here?
Well, the biggest news of all is the live unboxing that we all witnessed together. And now we have to do an update on the condition of that electric motor, or hopefully we can.
I think it's in rough shape. Now, luckily, you can get more of those motors, but
what's the prognosis for that one? We don't know.
It's not moving real freely. It does move. There's a place in town I brought motors before, but that's
the advantage of Grand Rapids.
You can't take it apart.
There's always somebody here that knows their motors and knows how to fix some of this stuff.
Grand Rapids is surprising. Well, I guess it's not surprising. It started as an industrial town.
Yeah,
and a lot of that stuff is still around here in some form or fashion.
Because
you get used to you have Herman Miller, you got Steelcase, you have Worden, you have Knoll. All of these places make furniture still here.
And there's lots of tool and die.
Yeah, they've all got machinery that has to be maintained. You got all these there's factories for the auto industry still around here.
I think Auto Parts is still one of the biggest employers.
Yeah, so it's kind of a good spot for that sort of thing. So we'll find somebody to take a look at it. Maybe I'll give it a shot. But it can be taken apart. It was made in an era where things were made to be fixed.
Yeah.
So
get it open.
We'll get it running one way or another.
I bet you there's a YouTube video or two.
Probably. There probably is. Okay. That did I overdo the enthusiasm and drama with the unboxing?
No, I think
it was totally befitting the historic occasion, don't you think?
Absolutely. That's quite a piece of history there.
Good. Let's
say goodbye.
Say goodbye, and next week we'll have something
new,
exciting, and new for all the viewers.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you all for watching.